In this episode, I talk about how graduated ND filters work, photograph the sunset, and take off my sunglasses. Good evening and welcome to yet another sunset mission. So today's location I had in mind is a shopping mall overlooking St. Paul's Cathedral. It's called One New Change. So I've had mixed experiences here of late because one time I came and there was a massive queue to get on the elevator, so I had to cancel that. And other times I've been, the tripod police is very much out in full force. Security hates you using a tripod, and if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that I'm big into using my tripod to nail the focus and get the composition just spot on. So it'll be a bummer if they don't allow that tonight, because it really just depends on the security guard on the night. Some are super chilled and allow you to use the tripod no problems, and others are on your case the second you start unfolding it. So always luck of a draw, but tonight being Sunday night and being a little bit more quiet, I hope all those aforementioned problems won't affect us tonight, but time will tell.
You keep on, yeah, you don't stop. Yeah, you don't stop. Yeah, you keep on, yeah, you don't stop. Yeah, you don't stop.
Just arrived at St. Paul's Cathedral, and I want to talk to you guys about a weird quirk of my sunglasses. So they're tinted brown, like a golden brown, and every time I look into the sky I'm like, damn, sunset's really kicking off right now. Better get that camera out quick. But then I take them off and I'm like, oh no, it's just the glasses. Sky's still blue. So yeah, that aside. But there's another cool quirk about these sunglasses I actually want to talk about, and that's that at the top of the sunglasses they're a lot darker than at the bottom of the sunglasses. And the reason they're designed this way is because if you look at the sky, it's a lot brighter typically than the foreground, which is covered in shade. So the sunglasses are designed to balance that out by making the top darker than the bottom. So you might be asking yourself, what the hell is Philip on about? Why is he talking about sunglasses when this is supposed to be a photography related channel? Well, there is a parallel, and that's what I want to address right now. So in my videos, I often use graduated filters, and usually they're stuck to the front of my lens, and that's why I wanted to get one out and show you exactly what that does. So the principle is exactly the same. Here's one of them, where you can see that the top of the filter is a lot darker than the bottom. And like, if I hold it like this, can you see what it does to the sky? Totally makes the sky blue again while retaining all the light in the foreground. So yeah, they come in super handy, and that's the parallel exactly. Those filters are sunglasses for the front of your camera, and that's why they make all the difference. So yeah, just thought I'd touch on that because I often use them in my previous videos, which you would have seen had you been subscribed already. So don't make that mistake again. Hit that subscribe button below and you won't be missing out. So yeah, let's walk around the back of this cathedral. There's a nice photo spot that I want to check out, and then let's put these filters to some good use. So the filter's in place and the camera's all set up. The choice of lens today is the 18mm wide angle lens by Zeiss. It's a prime lens. And let me talk you through my composition. So trying to frame in the whole cathedral, and now just waiting for a bus, because I think a bus would be the perfect foreground element. Gives it that very London feel. And then we've got the cathedral in the background, and like I mentioned before, the sky is very bright compared to the foreground, and the filter's a perfect well, this is the perfect place to use that filter. So yeah, now it's a waiting game. There's a bus stop behind me as well, so hoping for a bus to arrive any moment. Then we're going to hit the shutter and hope to get a good photo. That went perfectly according to plan. Here's the final result. ISO 100, f5.6, 1/15th of a second. Just arrived at One New Change shopping center, and behind me is a composition I really want to get. So as you walk into the shopping center, there's shopping windows on each side, and they actually make a perfect reflection of St. Paul's Cathedral just there and there, so you get to see the cathedral threefold. So that's kind of cool, and that's the shot I'm gonna get right now. So composition wise, the shot's just awesome with all those reflections, and again on the wide angle just to capture the whole breadth of the situation. Here's my final result. Let me know what you think of the shot in the comments below. So here we are on top of a terrace and sunset's looking awesome. Let's get on the camera and make sure we get the best shots right away. So the security guard today did not have an issue with the use of tripods, so that's a plus. Got a lucky break because, like I said, that's not always the case. And here's the composition I've gone with. Still kept the wide angle lens on. Reason being just happened to be the lens still on the camera, but I might switch that up in a second. And bracketing my shots, taking 7 shots, and then I'll be merging that later in Lightroom using the HDR technique. But yeah, this is more or less the composition I've gone with, and here's the final result. So I stopped being lazy in the end and did decide to change lenses. So I've switched to my 85mm prime lens and yeah, changed the camera angle as well, pointing away from St. Paul's, and let me show you what I'm pointing at. There's my composition, of course, the shot right there. Looking beautiful in the indirect light, because the sunset's actually behind us. So it's just illuminating the clouds in the sky behind it with a faint bit of pink, which just looks beautiful. And the last bit of sun is actually reflecting off the shard's glass, which gives it that light bit of shine, and that looks just beautiful. And because of that indirect light, and you're pointing, and the sun is behind us, so we're backlit, the scene is very balanced, and there's absolutely no need for filters or to use the bracketing and HDR technique, because the entire shot is balanced from top to bottom. So I haven't applied any filters or bracketing either. And yeah, with a single exposure I was able to capture the full shot. So here's my final result. I'm very happy with it, and I hope you like it too. So the reason I love this roof terrace so much is because you've got so many different shooting angles and so many different compositions you can find just from one single spot. So first one, obviously, St. Paul's right here. And then the other one I had also mentioned is the shard in the background. But there's actually a third one that's really great and often overlooked. And that's this one all the way back here, the London Eye, but you can barely make it out. So yeah, in order to capture this particular composition, I've opted for the telephoto lens, and let me talk you through my composition right away. So my lens of choice for this shot is my telephoto lens. So I'm using my 70 to 300mm lens, and I've zoomed it in all the way to 200mm, which allowed this kind of composition. So I went really close up and just capturing this bit over here. So I've got the London Eye back here, and as well as the Sea Containers House and the Oxford Tower. If Big Ben wasn't in scaffolding, it would look even more beautiful because it would be just there. So again, just using a single exposure, not bracketing, not using HDR, and no filters again. I shot for 0.6 seconds at f7.1 ISO 100, and yeah, this is the result. And that's a wrap from this terrace. So last bit of sunset glow behind me, and really happy for shots. It's been an absolutely beautiful evening. What a beautiful sunset, one for the ages of course. And time to jump back in the elevator and head back to the ground floor. One more thing I forgot to add about the rooftop terrace at One New Changes is that it's actually free entry and it stays open super late. So it's definitely a place I highly recommend going to, especially for sunset. And yeah, so it's night now, and that's St. Paul's Cathedral behind me by the way. And it's night now, I'm done shooting, I've packed it all away, and decided at that point it's the perfect time to end this vlog. And I do hope you enjoyed watching, I do hope you learned something. And if you did, be sure to like and comment because it really makes a difference. And if you aren't already, I'd love it if you'd subscribe. See you in the next episode. Goodbye for now.